Welcome to this Type 4 replay on Himmelsdorf, and no, I'm going to stop you right there. This is not a Type 4 heavy replay with a massive derp gun, basically negating everyone's armor and shooting them in the face. This is UnBannMee from RGT, and he actually sent me this replay to check out. And the difference is that this is a replay with the stock gun on the Type 4, which is actually not that good. It's got 230 penetration, which is not actually that high for a tier 9 heavy. It's still got the same good armor though. I don't know, I guess he has a top engine. These things are just really slow, but I found this replay interesting because it's not just a Type 4 heavy relying just on its completely broken armor to survive the match. There's actually some skillful play in this replay, so that's one of the deciding factors why I decided to feature it. Type 4 heavy, as we all know, a couple of patches ago, including this, the mouse and the Type 5 heavy got completely overbuffed by Wargaming in an attempt to keep alive very bad players in these tanks longer, to artificially basically let them survive situations where they should just die. And this, I think, and actually many good players with me think this as well, is a really bad development for this game in general. If a player plays his vehicle badly, he should die. He should not be kept artificially alive by completely overbuffed armor, because that way the player base will never improve, which is a massive problem, because the player base is already completely mediocre in this game, and the last thing we need is more people being kept alive with stupid play. But yeah. Now on the super test patch notes, we got to read that Wargaming will finally reintroduce weak spots to these tanks, the Type 4 heavy, the Type 5 heavy. But then if you look at the armor values of these supposed weak spots, Type 5 heavy, the weak spot will go to 260 armor flat, which is more than the majority of tanks on tier 10 have standard ammo penetration, and the weak spot for the Type 4 heavy will go to, I think, 240 on the view hatches at the front. Guess how much the standard pen is on tier 9 on most tanks? It's under 240, so these supposed weak spots are actually not weak spots at all. They're still pretty much designed to keep these tanks alive in situations where they shouldn't, and they are still designed for people to spam premium ammo at. So all in all, Wargaming just doesn't seem to learn that this is just really bad for the game. In the meantime though, UnBannMee has managed to help clear the hill, and now he can shoot down. And actually the Scorpion down there, this little guy there, he actually plays quite well this match. I was surprised that this TD managed to catch UnBannMee a couple of times, and he's actually shooting AP ammo, which is a good thing. I mean, chapeau to him, he did a really good job. This is a magical shot as well, but that's the issue with these slow shell velocity guns. This is not derp gun, but the shells are still fairly slow. You notice this in a lot of tier 10 heavies as well, that have got slow AP shell velocity, like the T125 and for instance the IS-7. These shells have a really big tendency to fly and then dip at long ranges under the targets that you're aiming at, which is very frustrating. These shots curve, as it were. UnBannMee here trying to see if he can get a shot into the Type 4 heavy, but the Scorpion keeps spotting him. So it's not really time to stay here. But yeah, as I was saying, the complete overbuff, even with the new supposed weak spots, the weak spots are still thicker than the average armor penetration standard AP or APCR shots of the tier have penetration. So it's just stupid. It's really stupid. I mean, I'm not saying that every shot should penetrate these tanks. I'm just saying that if a player plays this tank badly, so doesn't side script, doesn't angle, these tanks should have weak spots which are viable for pretty much all same tier standard ammo. If the tank is played badly, it should not keep alive players that play that tank in a bad fashion. That just isn't good for the game. So I really hope that at some point Wargaming comes to their senses and gives these tanks weak spots. For the tier 9, with the average penetration being 220, 230 on this tier 9, it means the weak spots should be 220 armor. So then on most rolls you actually will penetrate it. So 220 for the type 4 heavy, and for the tier 10, since the average penetration is 250, I think, 250 or 240, it means the weak spot should be 230 armor flat. So if you don't angle it, it will be 230 armor, and that is an actual weak spot. Then good players will still be able to take these tanks out if they're being driven by complete idiots. But people that play these tanks well and angle them well will still not be penetrated by regular ammo all the time. That is a good solution, not giving them 260 and 240 on weak spots. That's just dumb. But yeah, UnBannMee so far is actually doing quite a good job. He managed to block 5.4k damage so far. A lot of that was from low alpha guns actually, and he did 4,100 himself, and now it's 3 on their team versus 4 on the enemy team. The enemy team also has a type 4 heavy. He's got 3 kills, so yeah, they're doing quite a good job. Luckily the UDAS managed to take out the Scorpion, and as you can see just now, the Scorpion actually played really nicely. He managed to shoot UnBannMee and the Cupola a couple of times. And not actually use premium ammo. So yeah, that's always good to see players not just default to the premium ammo, even though these tanks are overbuffed. But he knew the weak spots. And the Cupola, don't be mistaken though, this is finger quotes weak armor. It's not for most guns, it's still a fair amount, so you still can't reliably penetrate these. But yeah, as you can see, the Type 4 is also quite slow. I'm playing this line as well, but I'm still on the OI. I started it really late because I'm really not that interested in these derp tanks. I'm not actively grinding it either. I just occasionally play it like the KV2 just for fun. That's it. But yeah. 2 tanks to the caps. Is the Scorpion still here? And yes, the Scorpion is still here. There's absolutely no reason why the Scorpion would still be here, because obviously the UnBannMee was somewhere completely different earlier. So why are we still camping on this corner with that mobility? We shall never know. But now, unfortunately, they will know where UnBannMee will come from. And the enemy Type 4 heavy instantly spamming the premium HE, and that is another massive problem for this game. The HE on the Type 4 heavy for the new derp guns, the premium HE actually has more damage than the regular one, so there's absolutely no reason to shoot the regular HE as well. It's just baffling. I mean, I know, for instance, the SU-100 has got more damage on the premium rounds than on the standard one, but the premium rounds have less penetration. But the thing is, with HE armor, penetration doesn't matter one single bit. So you basically pay more to do more damage, which is completely fucked for game balance as well. If it was AP ammo, yes, then with less penetration and more damage that would make sense, but HE, I think even the premium HE has more pen maybe, but even if it has the same amount of pen, it just does more damage for more money. It's just stupid. Again, one of these retarded wargaming decisions that everyone everyone else in the real world just wonders what the hell they were thinking, and Wargaming just does stupid shit. But now it's just a Type 4 Heavy left, and let's see what. Oh, he's stupid. Okay, so yeah, that's UnBannMee winning the match. So really nice. Let's see the results. So here we go, the results of the Type 4 match on Himmelsdorf. Obviously an ace tanker, but also he managed to get a steel wall, not surprisingly, with the Type 4 Heavy, high caliber and the Top Gun. As you can see, he did 5.4k damage for a combined total base XP of 1428, which is really nice for a tier 9 heavy tank. Enemy Type 4 Heavy with the HE gun actually did less, which is surprising. But yeah, this went really well. He also managed to block 6k damage, so all in all, yeah, good result. And because he wasn't only at the end on the enemy Type 4, he was firing premium, but other than that, he was just firing regular ammo, so he actually made quite a nice profit on that match as well. So yeah, I showcased it because it's with the stock gun, not the premium HE spamming one. So it's actually a challenge to do well in the tank then with the low penetration. And all in all, just good gameplay, nice angling, just using the tank really effectively. So I hope you did enjoy the replay. If you did, feel free to rate it, subscribe to the channel, and see you guys next time.